You're just trying to find a way out. I don't want to tell you how to live, but I just don't want you to miss. And I don't mean to scare you, I want you to live, and I dare you to give this life all you have. Yeah, all you don't miss, just make, don't get it twisted. We're on a mission to live life legendary. Yeah, we are legendary. We are legendary. We are not ordinary. We are legendary. You will remember our names. We are legendary. Living extraordinary. We are legendary. You will remember our names. Thin our blood. You're one of us. You're one of us. There's strength in our blood. You're one of us. You're one of us. We are legendary. We are not ordinary. We are legendary. You will remember our names. We are legendary. Living extraordinary. We are legendary. You will remember our names. You will remember our names. You will remember our names.
This is Mustang Baseball Live on Tradio.
From Grapevine High School, Mustang Baseball Live, brought to you by Tradio, is on the air. We're thrilled to have you wherever you might be as these teams get ready for a playoff run. Grapevine and Arlington Heights on a cloudy Thursday evening from the Mid-Cities. Michael Dixon alongside Jeff Knepper. And Jeff, you and I were together with the matchup last week, the last district matchup. We'll get into that momentarily. But first and foremost, if you're Grapevine, back-to-back state championship runs, you're looking to three-peat, this is your last chance to get things tuned up before things really matter next week.
Yeah, we squared off with Arlington Heights late in the season last year in two non-district games. And those Coach Webster actually talked about in an interview coming up about how key those games were in setting the Mustangs up for their playoff run. So why don't we go ahead and listen to what Coach Webster had to say about that.
Hello, I'm Logan Scott, and here with back-to-back state champ head coach, Coach Webster. Coach, how are we doing today?
Doing really well. Really well. Thank you. How are you?
Doing great myself. So, Coach, last time we talked, you just beat Richland 3-0. As you and me both know, you want undefeated district again. Second time in a row, four-time district winner now. And we want to know your thoughts on that. How does it feel to win four in a row?
Well, that's a goal. That's not the goal. But winning the district championship certainly is a goal. Going undefeated in district certainly is a goal. So we can check those. And we won it outright. So that's a goal. And I don't remember if we talked about it last week. Once we won the Friday night game against Richland, now we're officially undefeated. But it's kind of like, hey, congratulations, hey, good job, except Jaworski. And I think we talked a little bit about that, but he was truly happy to be a part of a district championship. So it's still cool to see smiles on people's faces when you kind of check a box.
I don't think I've seen Jaworski smile wider in my life than that night.
Yeah, that was neat. That was neat to be a part of.
And then last time we talked through, you won 3-0. Last time you won 12-2. How did that feel? Because I don't know if you would describe the same way I did, but I just want to know how would you describe that feeling to do that?
Well, the 3-0 game was so well pitched that the 3-0 scored isn't indicative of the discrepancy in the runs. The 12-2 game, Luke was kind of bitter that he got scratched up for his first 2 earned runs of the year, which is incredible that we're talking about that in the last district game of the year. But we weren't perfect, but we're not trying to be perfect right now in the last district game of the year. That those times may come in the future. But it was good. It was good to see our competitive side, and we did some things offensively that was good to see.
As we head into these last series, how are you approaching it? How are you trying to get the guys to come approach it?
Well, we want to win because we're suiting up in Grapevine gear, and we're representing our school and our community and our parents and our families. So, yeah, there's still importance to it. And with the knowledge we have this year of last year's non-district doubleheader against Arlington Heights, those 2 games last year really set the precedent for the playoffs for us, because we ran into 2 real pitchers and they were dang good, and we got out of that situation with a 3-2, 2-1 win. So it was good to get both those low-scoring games in and play kind of pressure baseball that, in air quotes, doesn't have any meaning. But I could tell you after the game, seeing their faces and our faces, yeah, it had meaning. So you're still a competitor inside. So we're trying to win it, but we'll also try to give some guys a little bit of rest, maybe, especially arms on the mound, and see some other guys too that we know we're going to need later on.
Speaking of arms, can you give us any hints on who's going to be pitching the first 2 games of each playoff round?
This isn't coach talk, but I would love to give you that information, but we don't know who we're playing. We don't know where we're playing. We don't know the series format. So I can look you in the eye and say, I really don't know yet.
Right. Kind of figured that answer. Coach, thanks for your time, man.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
This is Logan Scott. Keep watching Mustang Baseball Live here on Tradio. Hello.
All right, a big thanks to head coach Jimmy Webster for joining us pregame. And Jeff, he talked about specifically winning a district championship. That has to be on the pyramid for everybody in Texas high school baseball. It's only part of the pyramid for Grapevine. And a look at the district standings, 12-0, there was no question that this team was far and away the best in 6-5A this year.
Yeah, the Mustangs closed out an undefeated district season. Juan Soto has 70 strikeouts in 40 innings. So I have a feeling we'll see him tonight, and I bet Coach Webster wants to see their best pitchers because that's what we saw last year from Arlington Heights, and that's what set the Mustangs up for a really strong playoff run by seeing that great pitching late in the season. Looking through the Mustangs numbers, those are even better than they were last week. 342 now as a team. That OPS creeping up on 1,000 there at 986. And then the pitching numbers, 196 as a team. But, again, if you look at our district starters, that number is below 1. Santi as well as Luke both have ERAs under 1, and that whip is right around a 1. So you just can't ask for much more than what the Mustang pitchers have done.
Yeah, that 204 team ERA, 107 whip. They have been outstanding all year. I will ask the question, though, as we get ready for this set against Arlington Heights. The playoffs are right around the corner. This team has made back-to-back state championship runs. Surely part of their focus has to be on the upcoming games. How do you manage that in this final week before the playoffs?
Well, Coach Webster actually said we're going to see a few guys pitch in this series that haven't done a whole lot of pitching. He needs to get them ready for the playoffs. So that's part of that playoff prep. I think we'll see Lale pitch a little bit. We haven't seen Lale pitch since the Colleyville District Series. I think we'll see Caleb Evans pitch a little bit. We haven't seen a whole lot of Caleb here in the district season, but as you get ready for the playoffs, you play those 2 out of 3 series, and especially if you have to go to that third game, you've got to tap into arms that just haven't had as many opportunities to pitch, at least lately. Now, in the tournament season, the Mustangs pitching was 5, 6, maybe even 7 guys deep. I never saw him pitch this season, but Jaworski Lane can also pitch and has some outstanding numbers. So I'd love to see Jaworski get an inning here in this Arlington Heights series.
Well, you might not have seen him pitch, but going back to the game Friday night when he threw out a guy at first from right field, we know he's got the arm.
No doubt, no doubt. I have a feeling if we have the radar gun on him, he's going to be around 90, if not above it.
All right, it is Arlington Heights and Grapevine in this tune-up before these teams get ready for their respective playoff runs. It's a cloudy and humid Thursday evening here in Grapevine. The field looks phenomenal. I couldn't get over how good the field looked, and that was back in February. It feels like it looks just as good, and a testament to how well they keep it here in Grapevine. I've done a lot of baseball. I've seen a lot of very well-kept, primarily minor league fields. This field is second to none in the high school ranks.
Yeah, they've talked about putting turf on this field, but I'm an old school guy. I kind of like the grass, and we've just got a beautiful diamond here. Like you mentioned, back in February, it looked this good. I don't know how they do it, but the greenskeeper is a genius.
And if you're Arlington Heights, you come in, we'll hear a little bit more about what head coach Travis Rose said with this 2 game specifically. But they're wanting a challenge before they get ready for a playoff run, a challenge that they kind of have to have because their district schedule just wasn't that difficult.
Yeah, when you look at what they've done over their district season, they've kind of run over their competition, maybe even more so than the Mustangs. They didn't have a great start to their season, but I believe they've gone undefeated, I know, in April. And I think their district record is 13-1, I believe. So
fantastic. I mean, they've been good ever since a really tough tournament schedule that we'll talk a little bit more about as the evening progresses. Grapevine High School and Arlington Heights High School. Grapevine 12-0 in district. We've already talked about that. This is not a 2 game set that means anything as it pertains to the district, but these are wins that will count in that overall record, and it's always nice when those numbers go up regardless of who you're playing.
Coach Webster also talked about that. He said, hey, when we put on the Grapevine uniform, we want to win. You know, those guys in that dugout, they don't like losing. And you can't tell them that this game doesn't really mean anything. They want to put another W on the board, and actually they would like to do it convincingly. Quite honestly, the hard-fought, close one-run games they played late in the season last year were actually perfect to set them up for the playoffs. So I kind of hope they get really challenged, and they have to play some tight games with some pressure on them because they haven't had really much pressure in the district season. Yes, a few of the games were tight, a little bit, but for the most part, they've not had a tight seventh inning where you're out there in a one-run ball game. You got to make plays, or you got to come from behind to pick up a win. They just haven't had to do that for over a month.
And you can't really manufacture that, right? Like it's not something that you can, in the middle of a district season, ask the other team, hey, keep this one close or anything like that. When you face it for the first time, and they will at some point here in the very near future with this playoff run, it's going to be something that they haven't dealt with for a while.
Yes, definitely. We get a look at the state championship signs out there on the left field wall, and several seniors over there were on those 24 and 25 teams. Lale and Gianni Corral were starters on those teams, as well as Zach Goldstein. So they know what it takes to make that state championship run, and I know they're getting geared up for it.
Well, we're getting geared up for this one here tonight, Arlington Heights and Grapevine, in a tune-up series for two teams hoping to make deep playoff runs. We've got more coming your way next. This is Mustang Baseball Live on Tradio.
Thanks for watching Mustang Baseball Live on Tradio. We hope you are enjoying the game today. We have a goal to reach 20,000 subscribers by the end of the spring. We need your help to reach that goal. Please take the time now to like today's game and subscribe to our channel so you can be notified when other content such as highlights is being released. These metrics on YouTube allow us to use new capabilities and continue to evolve your experience watching. Tradio began with Mustang Baseball Live in 2017, and we are here today because of you. We are grateful for your support. Be sure to share this game with your friends and family. Go Mustangs!
Back here at Grapevine High School as we get set for the Mustangs and the Yellowjackets. Back-to-back state championships for Grapevine, trying to make it 3. And oh, by the way, state runners-up in 2017, state champions in 2016. So it's not like this run of success is new for this program. But as we welcome Jeff Knipper back on, I would like to ask you one thing that Grapevine has to key in on, something specific that they've got to key in on as the playoffs loom starting next week.
Wow, that's a great question, and you didn't even prep me and have time to.
This is just you going off your wealth of Grapevine baseball knowledge.
Well, the pitching has been the strength of this team the last couple seasons, and I don't think it's any different this year. While the Mustangs certainly have great offensive numbers, Coach Webster's talked about it. Hey, if we pitch well and play defense, we don't have to do a whole lot to win these games. And so I'm gonna say, they just got to keep on the mound throwing strikes and making plays. And I'm not saying you're going to have those strikeout numbers that they put up. I know Luke and Santi have been averaging about a strikeout and a half per inning. And I truly believe as we get into the playoffs, those strikeout numbers are going to come down because you're going to face better hitters.
Yeah.
The hitters are going to put the ball in play. So defensively, you got to make the plays and don't give them free outs or extra outs. So in a roundabout way, maybe I got to that. We just gotta play defense because the opposition in the playoffs is going to put more balls in play, and we know the Mustangs are going to hit the ball. So we can't give the other team extra outs, extra runs, unearned runs. I feel like our pitching and our hitting has shown that they're up to the task. The defense has been good, but it hasn't been challenged as much because of all the strikeouts. And those strikeout numbers are going to come down.
Well, the reason why it's such a hard question for you to answer is because when you look at this team on paper, there are no real flaws, correct?
Where we may present them with their
Actually, we're taking a second here, and a district championship trophy is being awarded.
Our Mustangs are 12-0 in district, and again, these things aren't easy to do. We don't take it lightly. The hard work and dedication that they put in, day out, at their craft. These young men are prepared for a lot of things in life, and right now we're prepared to play a really tough baseball game against Arlington Heights. So let's give it up again for our Grapevine Mustangs as district champions. And then I'd like to do another round of applause for the last home game for our very own Coach Darren Mooney. If y'all would, please give it up for Coach Mooney. Coach Mooney is synonymous with Grapevine baseball, and we appreciate all he's done for our community here and at Cross Timmins Middle School.
Round of applause for Coach Mooney and our 2026 district champions.
Well, Michael, I really appreciate that crutch you gave me there, and got me to land the plane, so to speak. But you're exactly right. This team doesn't have weaknesses. They have not been exposed in any area, so there's no area that you have to say we really have to be a lot better there, or even a little bit better. If the Mustangs play their
for the visiting
game,
Arlington Heights Yellowjackets,
their game,
leading off for the
they don't have to be
Yellowjackets,
perfect.
shortstop
They just
number
have to
12,
be good,
Hernandez.
and I expect them to win.
Batting second,
Now,
center
it
fielder
doesn't
number
mean
2, Omar
you're going to win every
Aruba.
game by being good, but
Third,
I like our
third
chances in a
baseman
2 out of
number
3
8,
series.
Yes.
With all the pitching we
Batting
have,
fourth pitcher,
all the
number
hitting
9,
we
Juan
have,
Soto.
the Mustangs don't need to be perfect, but they
Batting
need to be
fifth,
good. They
designated
can't
hitter
just
number 17, Cole
show up
Morris.
and play bad and win
Batting
games in the
sixth,
playoffs,
right
like
fielder
maybe
number
they
6, Jaden
can
Lee.
get away with in some of the
Batting
district
seventh, first
matchups.
baseman number 22, Ben
That's
Harris.
just, there's such a talent gap
Batting
between
eighth,
some of
left fielder number
our
1,
district
JD
opponents
Cavallo.
and the
Batting
Mustang
ninth, second
talent
baseman,
on the
number
field
1,
tonight,
Rodrigo
but
Perez.
that gap won't be there in the playoffs.
Yeah,
Behind the
we
plate
actually
for the
discussed this, I
Yellowjackets,
think,
number
early
7,
during
Ollie
that game on
Morris.
Friday night. You can maybe get them once. The question will be, can you get them twice? And thankfully, the format is now that you have to win twice. But that's the big question, and that's why this team, even though early in last year's run, they had some adversity, they got through it because getting them twice is the biggest challenge.
And
Yeah,
now
in the
reserves
second
for
round
your
last year,
Grapevine
Joshua won
Mustangs.
game 1, but the Mustangs came back and not just won, they won going away.
Number
So,
5, Jackson Papadakis.
Now they're introducing the
Number
lineups here
6, Jack
at Grapevine High
Swinson.
School. Arlington Heights has been
Caleb
introduced. We can meet them
Number 9,
quickly.
Andreas Martinez.
It's Jaden Hernandez, the shortstop, leading things
Number
off.
10,
Omar
Reed
Arguello, the
Wyndham.
center fielder, batting second.
Number
Adrian
16,
Reyes
Vinny
at
Slapa.
third, batting third. Juan Soto, not that Juan Soto, different Juan Soto, but he's
Mustang Nation,
pitching and
it's time to
cleaning
get
up.
loud for your
Cole Morris
back-to-back
DHing,
state
batting
champions.
fifth.
And your
Jaden Lee, the right fielder, batting
2026
sixth. Ben
district
Harris,
champions.
the first baseman,
Leading off for
batting
the
seventh.
Mustangs, number 1,
JD
left fielder,
Calvillo, the left fielder, batting eighth.
Esquivel.
And Rodrigo Perez, the second baseman,
Batting
is
second,
batting
center
ninth. This
fielder,
Yellow
number
Jacket
2,
lineup,
Zach
they're not going to have as much power.
Goldstein.
They're not going to go gap to gap as often as
Batting
Grapevine
third,
can,
right
but
fielder, number
they're going to
13,
try and manufacture runs. They did a great job of doing that all year.
yeah, you already
Batting
mentioned their
third,
stolen
third
base
baseman, number
numbers,
11,
125 stolen
Lale
bases on the
Esquivel.
season. So that's about
Batting
4
fifth, catcher,
stolen
number
bases a
24,
game, which
Gianni
that's 4
Corral.
singles that turn into doubles.
Yeah.
And that
Batting
makes a big
sixth,
difference when you
shortstop,
can
number 7,
get that guy in
Hunter
scoring
Ray.
position. Then you only need a single to
Batting
score
seventh,
instead
first
of
baseman,
an
number
extra
12,
base hit.
Nomar
Or maybe you still
Torres.
third. And even better, you get to
Batting
third
eighth,
base with less than
designated
2
hitter
outs.
number 14,
And you
Connor
just need
Godet.
basically a ball in play usually scores that
Batting
run from
ninth,
third with
second
less than 2
baseman, number
outs. So
15,
those
Willard
stolen
Newton.
bases still have a place
And on
in
the mound for
baseball.
your
You don't
Mustangs, number
see as much
32,
emphasis put on it
Santiago
at the major
Montes.
league level anymore, but at the high school level, they still mean a lot.
All right, we are just about ready to go in this playoff
At
tune-up
this
between
time, we'd
Arlington
like to have our
Heights
Stain Gang
and
join
Grapevine.
our
We'll step
players on the
aside when we
field.
come
Please get your
back.
favorite
We've got
player
the
to
first
stand
pitch.
by
This
for
is
our
Mustang
national
Baseball
anthem.
Live on Tradio.
We ask you please rise and remove your hats as we honor the brave women and servicemen of our armed forces, as well as our first responder in the presentation of the national anthem. Please welcome GHS Choir Caitlin Kelly for the singing of our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Good job, Kelly. Caitlin Kelly, thank you so much. Let's play ball.
Very nice job.
And Lale has been excellent at third base this year and made some really nice plays over there. And at first base. Nomar Torres. Nomar, I don't know that is a natural first base, but he's been good over there in the outfield. Has been playing really shallow, just stealing a lot of cheap hits that the other team might have picked up. Jaworski's going to back up a little bit, but he's still going to be playing, like you said last week, that short right field position that the second baseman used to play in a shift in the major leagues before they outlawed that.
All right, well, here we go. First pitch on the way, and it's a fastball called a knee-high strike. We are underway at 7:12, 77 degrees, cloudy, and the wind blowing out to left center. One strike from Montez to Hernandez. And now it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Jaden Hernandez, the shortstop, leading things off. He is among the best of the contact hitters that the Yellow Jackets have, and that lineup is full of them. Breaking ball. Once again, a little bit high. 2 balls and a strike. Luke Esquivel is in left. Zach Goldstein in center. Jaworski Lane Jr. in right. Lale Esquivel at third. Ray is at short. Yeah, 3 balls and a strike here to Hernandez. Newton is at second, Torres at first, and Corral catching.
Yeah, it looked like that breaking pitch. Santi got underneath it a little bit, and it stayed up. Ooh.
And here's a check swing on a foul ball, or did it get his hand?
Yeah, God, this could be hit by a pitch.
Hernandez.
Well, maybe they're going to keep him in the box. Yeah, I think you were right about the check swing. He's going to be in a full count here. I thought they were going to give him first base. I know Hernandez was hoping for that.
That's 3-2. Hernandez leading things off here. And the payoff. Cannot hang up, and an elevated fastball. Montez picks up where he left off against Richland last week. 14 strikeouts in that win. And he strikes out Hernandez to begin things here tonight.
Yeah, that's when you got a good velocity like that, guys tend to get the bat started early. And even sometimes when you miss the zone because they start early, they just can't check their swing. And that pitch was well out of the zone. But
first pitch in the dirt to Omar Arguello, the center fielder, batting second. You've got Lale Esquivel playing in on the edge of the grass at third. And Montez delivers the 1-0. A little bit high and tight, 2 balls and no strikes. So trying to find that command here early against the Yellow Jackets.
Yeah, Santi seems to be missing up consistently. Well, that's a base hit.
Yep, all over that 2-0 pitch. And Arguello with a 1-out single. He's the game's first base runner.
Number 8, Adrian
Here in the top
Reyes.
of the first inning. That'll bring up Adrian Reyes, the third baseman. And this is where Arlington Heights excels. And you put it perfectly off the top. Singles turn into doubles with how aggressive they are on the base paths. 125 stolen bases this year. Many, many more than the Mustangs had because that's what they have to do.
Well, I didn't bring this up, but it actually it's good to see Gianni get a challenge throwing some guys out if they do decide to run. And he has an aggressive lead over there. That's he's not running, though.
We got a ball called on Montez.
I think he didn't come set.
So Arguello into second. No pitch home. And a runner in scoring position for Adrian Reyes. Another good contact man for the Yellow Jackets out of Fort Worth ISD.
No more up on the edge of the grass, but going to be swinging.
Another fastball that misses up.
Yeah, that's been Santi's miss consistently here. These first 3 hitters, everything's missing up. I think he's probably only thrown 2 strikes now, about 10 pitches into this game.
And there's a good one right there. Fastball right down the middle. Runner at second, 1 out. No score in the top of the first. And I believe the count is 1-1. Got 2-1 up on the board, but I don't think that first pitch home actually counted. It was the balk that put Arguello at second. This time a breaking ball, and he misses high.
got some numbers on when Arlington Heights likes to run. They like to run, looks like in the early counts, and an 0-0 or 1-0 count.
A big swing and a miss there. That's a good pitch from Montez, who finding the zone as this first inning wears on.
That kind of makes sense because usually you're going to have your hitter taking if it's a straight steal. Obviously, you can't tell your hitter to take in a 2-strike count, so rarely would you see a stolen base attempt. You can run, but that guy's got to look in. He doesn't want to get doubled up if the ball's in the air.
3-2, 1 out. Arguello at second. And the payoff. Line outside. Ball 4. So, single from Arguello. He gets the second on the balk. And Adrian Reyes with a walk, 2 on, 1 out, and some work to do here for Juan Soto.
Yeah, Lale's going to come over and talk to him. He's just looks a little uncomfortable out there right now.
Corral there as well.
Only issued one walk so far, but if you remember that first hitter swung at a couple balls. So even though he got the strikeout, he only threw 1 strike to that guy. At least when I say a strike, a ball actually in the zone.
Well, here's Juan Soto with a chance to help his own case. He's the pitcher, so he'll be on the mound in the bottom of the first. Batting cleanup here with 2 on, 1 out in the top half. No score yet between the Yellowjackets and the Mustangs in this tune-up before the playoffs begin next week.
Soto does look like a strong hitter.
Close play back at second, but Arguello was in there safely.
And we got confirmation Soto is on the mound tonight. We mentioned his strikeout numbers, but he's obviously a good hitter in the cleanup spot.
Here's the pitch. Fastball high. And Montez continues to fight it. Trying to find that command here at the top of the first. Just hasn't had it yet.
Yeah, it's been a bit of a broken record, missing high.
1-0 pitch. Ground ball over to third. Esquivel from a knee goes to second. What a pick that was for Newton.
Yeah,
so they get the out at second base. They're on the corners, but that is a big league play by the second baseman Newton to pick that from the dirt, and a great play too by the third baseman Esquivel.
Yeah, if that ball gets by Newton, obviously that runner at third is going to score, and they would have runners at first and second at minimum with only 1 out. So huge pickup right there by Will Newton.
Well, here's an RBI chance for the best Yellow Jacket RBI man in Cole Morris, the DH, left-handed batter. And he takes strike 1 at the knees.
Santi did a good job getting that pitch down, and I like that spot with this hitter. Probably don't want to leave anything up around waist high. He found that low strike right there.
0-1. And ripped on the ground into right field for a base hit. So the Yellow Jackets through a 2-out RBI single from Cole Morris, have a 1-0 lead here at the top of the first.
Number 6, Jaden Lee.
Yeah, good job of hitting right there by Morris, the DH. He just turned around the fastball and got that barrel out.
Well, 2 on, 2 out.
I think you mentioned he's their leading RBI guy, and put another one on the board for Morris.
Here's Lee, the right fielder. Yeah, the first pitch is a fastball high. A run on 2 hits here in this top of the first, and the Yellow Jackets with the lead in the first of these 2 tune-up games. Now a throwback towards second base. Runner breaks for third, and Soto or at least the courtesy runner for him, is in safely. So that's what the Yellowjackets do very well, manufacturing on the base paths.
Yeah, that base runner was so far off that he just broke for third. That's probably a play where you just going to have to run at him, make him commit. Once he commits to third, then throw to third. But you throw behind him, and there was really no play from there.
Good fastball there from Montez. Around the corners with 2 outs, a run in. And a 1-0 lead for Arlington Heights. And the top of the first. And now a step towards third and then to first, no throw. It's got to be tough for a pitcher like Montez, especially when you go through a district slate and you don't face a ton of traffic. To face this lineup and how aggressive they are on the base paths, have that in the back of your mind, and you're struggling with the command. Next pitch will be number 25 here in the first inning. This is exactly why you play these games before they start to matter next week.
That's a good breaking pitch right there for a strike. Yeah, they're making him work, and hey, the Mustangs want this challenge. Let's see if they're up to it tonight.
Full count, 2 outs. Morris will take off at first. Here's the payoff. Swing and a miss. And a strikeout for Montez to limit the damage in the top of the first. 1 run, 2 hits, and 2 left on base. We go to the bottom half. It's the Yellowjackets, one of the Mustangs coming up. This is Mustang Baseball Live on
If anyone has lost their
radio.
cell phone, it is at our concession stand. If you've lost your cell phone, it is leading off for your Mustangs, number 1, Esquivel.
Oh, it's a 1-0 lead for the Yellowjackets as we go to the bottom of the first. Luke Esquivel leads things off, left fielder. with 36 hits this season. 2-out RBI single in the top of the first from Cole Morris. And Arlington Heights gives Juan Soto a lead as he heads to the mound. Esquivel batting .385 on the season. First pitch, fastball, called strike one on the outer half.
One thing I noticed looking at the whole Mustang lineup over the last 6 games, all but 2 of the 9 usual bats were hitting .375 or above. And I know Luke Esquivel is one of those guys.
Well, he pulls this on the ground and into right field, a base hit. So leadoff single for Esquivel. And that'll bring up Zach Goldstein. The Grapevine lineup took no time at all to get going in the last district game of the year, the last game we did on Friday night. 5 runs in that first inning against Richland. And that was after a struggle. It was just the 3 runs in the game earlier last week. And we got an issue with the comm system, and they'll fix that for Norris catching for the Yellowjackets this evening.
Yeah, the game here at Grapevine last week against Richland was much different than Friday night's game. I believe that was Sandifer on the hill for Richland, and he did a good job keeping the Mustangs in check. I believe they only had 4 hits that night. So, but he had good numbers all season, so not entirely all that surprising.
First pitch. Yeah, it sails in for strike one against Zach Goldstein. Center fielder batting second. Had an RBI triple in that game on Friday night. Goldstein, along with Jaworski Lane Jr., hitting right behind him. Richland couldn't solve those two. They both reached 4 times. 0-1. In the dirt. Gets away from Norris. And just enough for Luke Esquivel with good speed to get to second. So a wild pitch. And now the Mustangs have the tying run in scoring position with nobody out in the bottom of the first. Goldstein in center batting second. Behind him, it's Jaworski Lane Jr., the right fielder, batting third. Lale Esquivel at third, hitting cleanup. Here's the 1-1. Bunt shown, pulled back. And it's outside, 2 balls and a strike. Gianni Corral, the catcher, batting fifth. Connor Ray at short bat 6th. Nomar Torres at first batting 7th. Connor Godet, the DH, batting 8th. And Will Newton, the second baseman, batting 9th. Same lineup that we saw in that game against Richland on Friday. 2-1. Another bunt. This time it's fouled back 2-2.
Yeah, Zach helped him out right there. That was a ball. It was up above the shoulders. But we see why Soto has good strikeout numbers. He's got good velocity. Definitely around 90. We also saw a pretty good breaking pitch that he kind of drops down a little bit and when he throws that breaking pitch.
Well, Luke Esquivel is at second, led off with a single and got into scoring position on the wild pitch. And this time off speed misses high. The count is full. And a 12-2 win for Grapevine their last time out against Richland. That put a bow on a 12-0 run through district play, another district championship, which they celebrated before tonight's game. Payout pitch. And it's high ball 4. So Goldstein walks. An impossible out for Richland in the second game last week. And he has
number 13, Jaworski Lane
another
Jr.
walk. Jaworski Lane Jr. will stand in with 2 on, nobody out. And the Mustangs trailing 1-0 here in the bottom of inning number 1.
Sometimes this would be a spot to bunt, but I don't think we've seen Jaworski asked to lay one down this season. Not expecting that to change right here. We also talked about how hot he's been at the plate.
And just this command of the strike zone, too. To me, when you really see confidence at the plate, it's almost not so much in the swing, it's in the takes. And he's looking for his pitch. And if it's nowhere close to where he's looking, he doesn't swing.
Yeah, a lot easier to hit strikes than balls. Actually, I heard an interview with the Rangers manager the other day, and he talked about Josh Smith, how he finally has narrowed his strike zone, and all of a sudden he's heated up. So, yeah, if you can make that pitcher come into the strike zone, you got a lot better chance of hitting that ball hard.
2-0. And that's called the strike on the inner half. It's easier said than done. It comes down to what, maybe 2 pitches and an at-bat, but most likely 1 that you'll have a chance to really do something with. It's about taking advantage of that pitch specifically.
Yeah, one of our advanced metric stats, Soto's throwing a first pitch strike about 57% of the time. So get in there ready to hit that first pitch, and if it's a strike, that might be the best one you get. So a lot of guys like to take that first pitch, but you better be a really good 2-strike hitter if you want to take that first pitch. I prefer, if it's good, take a hack at it and don't put yourself in a hole.
2-1. And popped up. Back and to our right. That's out of play. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
It's a breaking pitch right there that hung up a little bit. Jaworski had a pretty good cut at it. See that breaking pitch, he actually drops down a little bit, which makes it more of a horizontal break than vertical. And when it stays up like that, it can be hit a long ways.
Here's the 2-2. Swinging a ground ball, ripped into center field at base hit. Esquivel around third. He scores without a throw.
Mustangs on the board.
33rd RBI for Jaworski Lane Jr. And it's a tie game, 1-1 here at the bottom of the first.
Up next for the Mustangs, number 11, Lale Esquivel.
That was another good swing that Jaworski put on a breaking pitch and got it past the shortstop right there. So he's done a good job with breaking pitches like that. And early in the season, that seemed to be what most pitchers were attacking him with, is breaking pitches. So I'm sure he put in some work and had that machine set on curveballs, because certainly is getting a lot better swings at those than he did early in the year.
First pitch to Lale Esquivel, skied to left center. Arguello is over, makes the catch. Goldstein tags, and he gets to third. First out recorded by Juan Soto. Esquivel, the first down here in the first inning. But they're on the corners now for Corral.
Now batting for the Mustangs, number 24, Gianni Corral.
Corral, the catcher, batting fifth here tonight. Plenty of experience. Part of the state championship teams the last couple of years. And they're on the corners, 4 and 1 out. Tie game 1-1 in the bottom of the first.
Gianni had a good BP session. He was hitting a lot of balls in that right center gap. Let's see if he...
Runner takes for second. They'll throw down, and it's cut off wisely by Soto. So a stolen base for Jaworski Lane Jr. Did you ever, in your experience, see any translation from good batting practice to the game, or did it matter?
I don't think there may not be a lot of correlation, but as a hitter, I think you take confidence from your BP session. So I can't prove it, but I think there should be correlation.
0-1 is fought off, fouled to our right. It's 1-2, or 0-2, beg your pardon. 1-1 here in the bottom of the first.
The difference is you got a guy like Soto bringing it around 90 versus the coach flipping it in. Probably at the equivalent of about 75.
Well, base hit can put up a crooked number here in the bottom of the first. Already one across. 0-2. And he fights this off, foul into the screen behind the plate. Still nothing at 2. Connor Ray is on deck. RBI single from Jaworski Lane Jr. That tied the game in the bottom of the first inning. Both teams with a run on 2 hits, both starting pitchers having to work in the first inning.
A tough spot right here. You get behind a guy like Soto in an 0-2 count. He knows how to get that third strike.
Didn't miss by a whole lot, but just outside. Good take there by Corral. This is where Grapevine is so difficult because you've already faced 4 very difficult hitters. You've got Corral standing in, very good. And the likes of Connor Ray and Nomar Torres hovering around 400 following those. 1-2, low and outside, 2 balls at 2 strikes.
Well, Gianni's a tough guy to strike out. At one point, I know he was leading the team in the fewest strikeouts, probably still in the top 2 in that number. Haven't researched that one lately.
2-2. And another foul ball into the screen above the Arlington Heights dugout, first base side. Grapevine manning the third base dugout as they always do at home. 315 down each line. 350 to the alleys, 400 to straightaway center. Symmetrical ballpark. It'd be the same if you cut it in half, with a line going from home plate to the flag and straightaway center. That flag blowing out towards left center. So righties are probably licking their chops here tonight. 2-2. Hit high, shallow center. Arguello settling underneath, lost the ball cap, makes the catch. Goldstein tags, he scores.
Mustangs
Throw
on
goes
the
to
board.
third, so Jaworski Lane Jr. stays put. But sac fly from Corral, and the Mustangs have a 2-1 lead here in the bottom of the first.
Yeah, good job by Gianni right there getting
Up
that
next for
run
the
in.
Mustangs, number 7,
gotta admit,
Connor Ray.
I was thinking there was 2 outs, but so not striking out there becomes even more important in picking up that second run for the Mustangs.
Well, Jaworski Lane Jr. still in scoring position, 2 outs. And a very tough lefty, and Connor Ray stands in.
Yeah, as deep as Arlington's playing in the outfield and the way Jaworski runs, anything to the outfield is another run if it's a base hit.
First pitch. Breaking ball called a strike, drop for a moment. Lane broke for third, but now he's going back to second. They've got him caught up for a moment. Throw back to the pitcher. Tag is down. He is out. That was almost an opening for Jaworski Lane Jr. to sneak into third. You see him get caught up. There was nobody behind the third baseman, Reyes. So when he flipped to Perez, it was a matter of if Soto could get there. The pitcher, just in the nick of time, was able to do that. Gets him on the backside, and that's how the inning comes to an end. But the Mustangs scored twice on a couple of hits. Nobody left on. We go to the second, 2-1. Grapevine leading Arlington Heights. This is Mustang Baseball live on Tradio.
Leading off for the Yellowjackets, number 22, Ben Harris.
Grapevine leading 2-1. We go to the second here at Grapevine High School.
Nice response by the Mustangs
Very
right
nice.
there to come back and get a 2 spot after the Heights got on the board in the top of the first inning.
First pitch called a strike there at the belt to Ben Harris, first baseman, 79 coming through against Santi Montez here in the top of the second. 0-1. Not a foul ball. That ricochets back to the screen, 0-2. We'll see if Montez can settle down a little bit. It was a 25-pitch first inning for him, in which he gives up a run. Could have been worse than that. Had a couple of strikeouts. The command was the big issue. Just wasn't locating quite as well as he has this year. The 0-2. Boy, that didn't miss by much. Went to the breaking ball and just below the zone 1 and 2.
Yeah, that was a good pitch. One of the better breaking pitches he's thrown in this ball game.
1-2. Another breaking ball this time. Harris got a piece. It was an RBI single from Morris, the DH. Made it 1-0 Yellowjackets in the first. RBI single from Jaworski Lane Jr. and a sac fly from Gianni Corral. That gave Grapevine a 2-1 lead in the bottom of the first. 1-2. Grounded foul outside of third. And we'll do it once again at a ball and 2 strikes. 14 strikeouts for Montez against Richland last week. Been much tougher, and understandably so. Much thicker lineup top to bottom. 1-2. Swing and a miss. Well, Harris just couldn't catch up with that elevated fastball. Third strikeout for Montez.
Yeah, exactly. That pitch right there was up above the belt. It was a strike, but much tougher to catch up with that pitch than one down around the knees.
Well, here is J.D. Calvillo. 1 out, nobody on base. He'd love for Montez to post the 0 here in the second. Shutdown frame. Breaking ball, missed tie ball 1. Left fielder batting 8th is Calvillo.
Yeah, a lot of their hitters look the same, just not big guys. They're just trying to put the ball in play, make something happen. The 8 and 9 hitter look like they're twins.
2-0. Fastball right down the pipe. The command does look much better here in the second than it did in the first.
Yes, definitely. He was really struggling those first 3 or 4 hitters to find the strike zone.
Now another good fastball, 2-2. And that velocity is located. It looks like the Yellowjackets are having a tough time catching up to it. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The pitch. Swing and a foul tip. Corral holds on to it. And 3 consecutive strikeouts for Montez. 4 in the game. And it looks like he's starting to find his groove. 2 down in the second. Here comes Rodrigo Perez.
For what it's worth, he did have an extra day of rest this week. Typically, he'd pitch on Tuesday nights. Last week's game was actually on Wednesday night, and tonight's a Thursday night game. So he is having an extra day of rest. Yeah, we are not seeing Santi at the plate tonight. He usually will DH on occasion, but got Connor Godet DHing tonight.
2 strikes, 2 outs. Trying to strike out the side. 0-2. Swing and a miss, and he does exactly that. Goes right after 7, 8, and 9 in the Arlington Heights lineup. 5 strikeouts for 2 innings for Santi Montez. And we go to the bottom of the second. Grapevine leading 2-1. This is Mustang Baseball Live on Tradio. Connor Ray leads off here in the bottom of the second. He was at the plate when Jaworski Lane Jr. was caught between second and third and run down to in the bottom of the first. First pitch on the way. High and outside for ball one. So it's Ray, Torres, and Godet, 6, 7, and 8 here in the bottom of the second. 2-1. Mustangs leading.
One thing we noticed when we looked at the stats for the last 6 games is Connor Ray's hitting numbers have come down a little bit, but he's still doing a good job getting on base, drawing walks, and still hitting well over 300 on the season.
Up near 400.
Yeah.
2-0 pitch. And it's low for ball 3. We'll see how Juan Soto responds. It was tough for him in the bottom of the first. Gave up a couple of runs on 2 hits. 2-1, the Mustangs lead it. 3-0 pitch. And poured over the heart of the plate, strike 1. 1 for Arlington Heights in the top of the first, 2 for the Mustangs in the bottom half. And 3 up, 3 down, 3 strikeouts from Montez in the top of the second. And Connor Ray leads off the bottom of the second with a walk. So, first man of the inning is aboard. Here comes Nomar Torres. Torres had a big swing last Friday night against Richland in that 5-run first inning. Cleared the bases with a double out to right center. You know, we've talked about the wind blowing out and that perhaps favoring righties tonight. Last week, it was the exact opposite. The wind was blowing straight in. First pitch. And that is roped towards second over the outstretched glove of Perez into right center field. Ray around second on his way to third. He holds there. And Torres with a double. In the bottom of the second, the Mustangs are cooking with a pair in scoring position. Nobody out for Connor Godet.
Connor Godet.
Yeah, Nomar torched that ball right there. I think the second baseman thought he had a play on it, but got it past him. It was hit so hard, just not a whole lot of time to react.
Well, Godet standing in as the DH here tonight. And the base hit can really open things up in the bottom of the second. 2-1, the Mustangs on top. Nobody out. 2 in scoring position here in the bottom of the second. Will Newton looms on deck. First pitch, breaking ball, catches the top of the strike zone. 0-1.
Connor was in the DH spot Friday night and went 1 for 2 with a run scored. And we've seen Connor's bat effective here in the district season. He had a pretty good stretch there where he actually made our hot hitters.
And he takes high, 1 ball, 1 strike. The middle infield is actually playing back. So they exchange an out for a run. Reyes and Harris are in at the corners with 2 in scoring position. 1 ball and 1 strike to Connor Godet. Now he takes low and outside. Hitters count 2-1. It was a walk to Connor Ray and a double from Torres.
I'm surprised how deep the Heights outfielders are playing.
Mm-hmm.
I understand it with the top half of our lineup, but I'm surprised they're not a little tighter.
Well, foul ball here, and 2 balls, 2 strikes to Godet.
Yeah, this is a spot Gianni found himself in earlier with 2 strikes. You really want to try and put a ball in play here. Of course, the board, yeah, there it is, 3-2. But you want to avoid a strikeout unless it's hit back to the pitcher or third base. Most likely that run's going to score.
Well, the base umpire's coming in and saying something to Soto about the ball, perhaps.
Yeah, we're going to stick with the same baseball, though.
Not sure what that was about, but
yeah, they didn't even check the baseball. I thought maybe they were concerned that there was a nick in it, but the umpire didn't look at the ball.
2-2. Hit him. Ran inside and got O'Day, and now they're loaded up with nobody out for Will Newton. This is how things get away from you. And a chance for Will Newton, the 9-man, to really blow this thing open. 2-1 already. The Mustangs on top and threatening for many more here in the bottom of the second. First time Newton is facing Soto tonight. And then the Mustangs will turn the lineup card over for Luke Esquivel. Bases loaded, nobody out. First pitch fouled back to the netting.
A little bit late there by Will. He had a decent hack at it, but just a little late.
Ray at third, Torres at second, Godet at first, and now nothing at 2. As Newton spoils that one foul. Head coach Travis Rose tried to make a barehanded grab, knocked it down, and went to go pick it up. Talked to him for just a minute or so before the game, and he said they pretty much had to schedule this non-district set before the playoffs because of how light the district schedule was. 0-2. Low and outside, 1 ball, 2 strikes. They needed a challenge. 8-3-1 in the month of March, 6-0 in April, 5-9-1 in February. That's because they played a very difficult tournament schedule. Went to Weatherford, went to Prosper. Played some really good teams because, again, it felt like they had to. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss. Big strikeout for Soto. That's his first tonight. And they are still loaded up. But now with 1 out, here comes Luke Esquivel.
Mustangs, number 1, Luke Esquivel.
I think I saw the Heights played Arlington Martin as well as Denton Geyer in that first month of the season, and those are 2 strong programs.
Now Esquivel 1 for 1 with a single and a run scored. 2-1, Mustangs on top at the bottom of the second. And a breaking ball low and outside. It was big to pick up the strikeout on Newton, but now the lineup card turns over with Luke Esquivel, Goldstein, Jaworski Lane Jr. Now the base is full of Mustangs trying to open things up here. And the first of these 2 games against the Yellowjackets. 1-0 is fouled back to the screen. 1-1.
One of Soto's best fastballs right there.
Just going to say the same thing.
Snuck it by Luke. He was definitely picked up the velocity on that last pitch.
That is blooped down the left field line. Long run over and just out of the reach and foul ground of Calvillo. So 1-2. I wonder if...
I'm not sure if he wanted to catch that or not. It was almost like he pulled up a tad thinking if he catches it, it's going to score the run from third. That I don't know if it was intentional, but he didn't go all out to get to that ball. Pretty sure Connor Ray scores if he does catch it because he's going away from the plate to make the play. So it would have been a tough throw with his momentum carrying him away from home.
Here's the 1-2. Fouled it back, elevated fastball. Good velo here from Soto. I wonder if Luke knew I would be here and pleaded with those in charge to keep me from coming because I was here when he gave up the only 2 earned runs that he's allowed all year. In fact, far and away the best contact he's probably allowed all year on Friday night against Richland.
Yeah, well, I guess we'll blame that one on you.
Yeah. Keep him away. Here's the 1-2. Inside near the shoelaces, and Esquivel 2 balls, 2 strikes. Working this count even. 1 out, bases full.
Well, like Coach Webster said in his interview, it was crazy that we were even talking about that late in the season.
Yeah.
Over 40 innings of no earned runs allowed is just ridiculous to have that kind of streak.
2-2. Hit high in the air out towards left. Calvillo back, makes the catch. Here comes Connor Ray from third. Throw home is cut off. A sac fly for Esquivel. And it's 3-1 here in the bottom of the second.
Yeah, good job by Luke getting that run in. And whether the left fielder pulled up on that foul ball earlier or not, he still gets the job done there. So that's 2 sac flies now for the Mustangs, and just great execution. You get a runner at third base in less than 2 outs and drive that ball deep enough in the outfield to pick up a run. It's a very productive at bat. Obviously, it's an RBI, and you don't have to get a hit in every at bat to be productive.
First pitch, grounded foul. Goldstein up. He walked and scored in the first inning. On the flip side, too, if you're Juan Soto and you're looking at this as head coach Travis Rose and the Yellowjackets want it to be a humongous challenge. That's what it is. And you face bases loaded, nobody out when the playoffs begin next week. If you can limit the opposition to 1 run, come away thinking that's a win, especially against this Grapevine lineup. Here's the 0-1. And the dirt good block by Norris behind the plate, 1-1. This inning began with a walk to Ray. And then Nomar Torres with a laser to right center, a double. Second and third, nobody out. Godet was hit by a pitch, so the bases loaded, nobody out. Chance for the Mustangs to really open this thing up. But a strikeout of Newton and a sac fly from Esquivel. And Soto has a chance here to get through this second with minimal damage. 1-2, or 1-1, swing and a miss. And it's 1-2.
Good pitch right there, and Zach just swung through it. But, yeah, you're exactly right. The Heights, if they escape here, only 1 run allowed, bases loaded, nobody out. I'm sure the coach would take that every time.
Here's the 1-2. Breaking ball missed low. Good eye by Goldstein.
Good pitch right there, though, in a 1-2 count. Tough to lay off. If it looks like a fastball, you got to be swinging because it starts at the knees and fortunately broke down out of the zone.
2-2. And the pitch. High, 3 balls, 2 strikes, and the base runners will get a head start. So anything down the lines or into one of the gaps could very well score 2. You've got Torres at second, Godet at first.
Zach worked him for a walk in his first at bat after falling behind in the count. Let's see if he can do it again here.
Full count, 2 outs. And the payout pitch. That is high for ball 4. Throw down to third, doesn't matter. So, second walk tonight by Soto against Goldstein.
We need you right now. Let's go.
And now Torres at third, Godet at second, Goldstein at first. And a guy who's been virtually impossible to get out in the last few weeks, Jaworski Lane Jr. stands in. He is 1 for 1 with an RBI single here tonight. 3-1. And the bottom of the second inning.
Somehow I missed watching Jaworski take batting practice before the game. I think I was interviewing Coach Washburn at the time, but I would have liked to seen that. That was one I didn't get to see.
RBI single in the first. He's got 33 RBIs this year. Bases full, 2 outs. Behind the count, 0-1. Now the pitch. Low and outside, he lays off. 1 ball and 1 strike. Go back to the start of the game Friday. Zach Goldstein and Jaworski Lane Jr. in the 2 and 3 holes of this lineup have now been to the plate 11 times. They have reached 11 times.
Oh, wow.
1-1. Rounded over to short. Was hit hard, but right at the shortstop, Hernandez. And they flip to get the out, and job well done by Juan Soto. Loads the bases with nobody out against this lineup and allows just the 1 run. Grapevine leaves him loaded.
After
2, the Mustangs have a 3-1 lead. This is Mustang Baseball Live on
Radio. Stand is open. Be sure to stop by and grab a hamburger, hot dog.
3-1, we go to the third. Top of the order coming through for a second time against Santi Montez. Right on right. Hernandez leading off. Swings and misses. He's 0 for 1 with a strikeout in this game. 3 runs on 3 hits for the Mustangs. Scored 2 in the first, 1 in the second. 1 run, 2 hits for the Yellowjackets. A run in the first. 3 up, 3 down. 3 strikeouts in the second. And now Hernandez calls time.
Must be some bugs out there. We're waving our arms. I can't see them, but they're a lot closer to the action than I am. Thank you.
Now the 0-1. Fastball is low. 1 ball, 1 strike. Hernandez, very good contact hitter, great leadoff guy, but struck out against Montez in that first inning. And now he's behind the count 1-2. That was the first inning in which Montez was just having a tough time locating, and he was infinitely better in the second. You feel like he definitely found his groove in that second. Here's the 1-2 pitch. And that's a foul ball. It's a good play by Corral to grab it as quickly as he did and flip it down to first, but it's still 1-2. 4 straight strikeouts for Montez, and 5 of the 6 outs that the righty has recorded have come via the K here tonight.
Gianni gets out of that crouch as fast as any catcher I've ever seen.
The strength of the throw down the line, too, was impressive. All in one motion. If that was a fair ball, that would have been an impressive 2-3 put out to begin the inning. Ball and 2 strikes. Swing and a miss. Elevated fastball, and it feels like Santi Montez is finding his groove. He has 5 consecutive strikeouts.
Number 2, Omar.
6 in the game.
Arugula.
1 out at the top of the third, and here comes Omar Arguello, the center fielder.
I believe Arguello singled to left in his first at bat.
You'd be correct. Good swing, right on the barrel. And he takes high. 4-1. He has scored the only Heights run tonight. It was an RBI single from Morris that plated him. 2 outs in the first. 1-0. And fouled right back to the screen. 1-1. 3 unanswered since for the Mustangs. 2 of those in the bottom of the first. RBI single for Javorsky Lane Jr. Sac fly from Gianni Corral, and then sac fly from Esquivel. The only run in the second. 1-1. Good fastball on the outside corner.
Yeah, this is more what we're used to seeing from Santi. He did have a little bit of trouble in that first inning, but has come back out here in the second and now in the top of the third inning, and it's just pumping strikes like we're used to seeing.
And the 1-2 lined softly fouled on the right field line. We'll do it again at a ball and 2 strikes. Adrian Reyes is in the on-deck circle. There's an RBI single from Morris. They made it 1-0 in the top of the first. Only strikeouts for Montez since. 1-2. And this time off speed. Misses high. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
I think Santi will go at him with a fastball right here. He's late on that second strike. No?
Instead, he drops a breaking ball right down the middle. And Arguello strikes out 6 straight Ks for Santi Montez, 7 in the game. And yes, I would say that since the RBI single, he has found his groove. It's basically been untouchable.
Our producer, Trey Bell, takes a lot of enjoyment when I'm wrong like that.
It's competition, huh? Now here's Reyes. He walked his first time. Whoa, fastball. Well above the zone. 1 ball and no strikes. Three to one here at the top of the third. 1-0 pitch. Fastball. A little bit high. 2 balls and no strikes. Well, to your credit, I think Arguello was maybe thinking the exact same thing because that bended in, and he clearly was not expecting off speed.
Yeah, Santi froze him with a really good curveball.
And now that fastball is high and maybe something just ever so slightly off on the mechanics because he has missed well above the strike zone twice and a little bit above the zone once. 3-0.
Yeah, he gets working really fast. Sometimes I think almost too fast, and that's when I think a few pitches get away from him.
Yeah, that fastball missed high as well. So 4-pitch walk to Reyes. And the inning continues for Juan Soto. He steps in as the tying run in a 3-1 game. Top of the third, 2 down. And Soto reached on a fielder's choice back in the first. And also snaps the run of 6 consecutive strikeouts for Montez. First pitch. Off speed and foul tipped. I like the call there. Clearly the fastball had just gotten away from him a little bit in the at-bat to Reyes. So they start off with a breaking ball. And now a quick throw back to first. Bounces away for a second, but not far enough away for Reyes to think about anything other than first base.
I think the runner actually caught that ball on the backside, or it would have gotten away. Yeah, no, I like what you said about throwing a curveball there. He's thrown some good ones in this inning, so why not start out their number 3 hitter with that curveball?
A check swing on the 0-1, and he was close, but the base umpire says he didn't go. Another fastball that was elevated by Santi Montez. Reyes at first, 2 down. Breaking ball, this time blocked brilliantly by Corral behind the plate, 2-1.
So for all the talk about the stolen bases, they've yet to attempt one, but this would be a spot where you would normally try and steal a base with 2 outs. And that's your number 2 hitter on base there, so.
Now this is popped up foul behind the plate. And backing out of play, 2-2.
Not going to make it to the Tradio truck.
Deuce is wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs.
Boy, Zach Goldstein's really shallow out there in center for a number 3 hitter at the plate.
Now the pitch. Swing and a miss. Finally got a grip on that fastball once again. And each of the last 7 outs that Montez has have come via the strikeout. He's got 8 in the game. Now we go to the bottom of the third. 3-1, the Mustangs on top. This is Mustang Baseball Live on Tradio. Lale Esquivel leads off here in the bottom of the third. 3-1, the Mustangs on top of Arlington Heights. 4, 5, and 6 coming through. Esquivel, then Corral and Ray. Juan Soto back out. First pitch, foul tipped off the mask of Norris. 0-1.
Yeah, we saw Lale was hitting, I believe, 450 in his last 6 games. 10 hits over that stretch, so almost 2 hits a game.
0-1. And it's high for ball 1. He flied to center his first time, and a couple of RBIs in the game against Richland on Friday night. 30 now for the season. Also has 3 home runs. Here's the 1-1. Can't check his swing. Rung up by the home plate umpire. It's 1-2. Well, job well done by Juan Soto in the bottom of the second. Bases loaded, nobody out. 3-1 could look a lot different than it does right now. But he limited the damage to just the 1 run. Swing and a miss. Lale Esquivel down on strikes. Good breaking ball. And second strikeout for Soto. 1 down in the bottom of the third. Here comes Gianni Corral.
Up next for the Mustangs,
bases loaded, nobody out. The only run he
Gianni
allowed
Corral
was via the sac fly from Luke Esquivel. That's it.
Yeah, hopefully Soto doesn't continue to find that breaking pitch like he did right there against Lale, because he struggled to find the strike zone with it in the first 3.
Well, the first pitch fastball popped up right side of the infield. Harris coming in from first and makes the catch. So 2 very quick outs here in the bottom of the third.
Up next for the Mustangs, number 7, Connor Ray.
I'll bring up Connor Ray. Shortstop batting 6th. And he walked to lead off the second, came around to score on that Esquivel sac fly. 3-1, the Mustangs lead here in the bottom of the third.
Sometimes this might be a spot where you take a pitch just to slow down the pitcher a little bit and give your guy a little bit more of a break, but Coach Webster didn't give him a sign, so he'll be swinging.
That nearly got him. It was very close to the pant legs of Ray. 3 runs, 3 hits for the Mustangs, a run, 2 hits for the Yellowjackets. One-0 pitch. And it hits the outside corner. Evens up the count on Connor Ray. Nomar Torres standing on deck.
Well, that's well hit.
Crushed. Deep right field. Lee back at the track.
It's gone.
At the wall. This ball is gone.
So make that 3 home runs for Connor Ray. Right over that 350 sign, and that's what I saw in BP. Balls were still carrying well to right.
Run.
Not that Connor needs any help. He's got a lot of power.
Connor Ray, the shortstop, such a good hitter. Has his 3rd home run of the year, no doubt about that one, out to right center.
Now that
Mustangs lead
number
it
2,
4-1.
Nomar Torres.
Brings it Nomar Torres, who doubled his first time. Now the first pitch. A little bit high, ball 1.
Yeah, you can see the right fielder got started that way but gave up on it pretty quick. He had the best view of that one leaving the yard.
And the 1-0 in there for a strike on Torres. Two down, but a 2-out solo homer from Connor Ray has made it 4-1. Good breaking ball, swing and a miss there from Torres.
Yeah, when he keeps that breaking pitch down, it's been a lot better pitch for him. He first 2 innings tended to come underneath it and was staying up, and not nearly as good when he gets it down around the knees.
1-2. Swing and a miss. So a couple of strikeouts in the inning from Soto, but he gives up the 2-out homer to Connor Ray. And Grapevine extends the lead. The Mustangs lead at 4-1 as we go to the 4th. This is Mustang Baseball Live on Radio. 4-1, the Mustangs lead as we go to the fourth inning. Cole Morris, the only RBI for the Yellowjackets tonight. He leads things off against Santi Montez. And now time is called as Montez dealt home. That pitch does not count. Morris, with an RBI single, 2 outs in the first inning, made it 1-0. Every out that Montez has recorded since has been via the strikeout.
Yeah, just to confirm, we are in the fourth inning. The scoreboard out there is having a malfunction.
Yeah.
They show us in the 7th inning, which may be popping up on the Tradio screen, but we're only in the 4th inning.
So maybe we'll have to go old-style radio. The constant update until they can fix that is 4-1, top of the 4th. And now the count 2 balls and no strikes to Morris. So Morris, Lee, and Harris.
Yeah, they just shut down that scoreboard. I'm told by our scorekeeper it has a mind of its own at times, and apparently this is one of those times.
2-0 pitch misses high, 3 balls, and no strikes. Morris is Heights' best RBI guy, so not a huge surprise that he has the lone RBI, and now the 3-0 pitch all the way to the backstop. So Morris with a leadoff walk here in the 4th.
Number 6, Jaden Lee.
Don't see any activity down there in the Mustang pen, but, well, actually I do see activity. I just don't know who it's coming from. But this is most likely Santi's last inning of work. Coach talked about wanting to get some other guys some work tonight, and so I do think we're only going to probably see 4 innings out of Santi tonight.
Bunt attempt there from Lee, and he fouls it back to the screen. Runner on first with nobody out here in the top of the 4th inning. 4-1, the Mustangs on top.
Looks like Jack Swinson getting loose over there in the Mustang bullpen.
0-1, bunt shown, pulls back, and a fastball taken low and away. Well, the outing has been interesting for Montez because early on struggled to find the command, and then once he found it, the Yellowjackets truly couldn't touch him for a while. Here's the 1-1, and a fastball elevated, 2 balls and a strike, but the command issues have resurfaced in the last few batters.
Yeah, that fastball has just been consistently high when he struggled tonight, and that's where we're at right here in the 4th inning, and Lale is no more than okay, he's going to back up a little bit. I thought he would. Here he comes again. He's about 30 feet from this hitter.
Well, bunt laid down, grabbed by Montez, throw to first, and it's in time. Morris sacrificed
Number
the
22,
second.
Ben Harris.
Lee is at number 1 here in the bottom of the 4th. Top of the 4th, check that. Here comes Ben Harris.
Nice play right there by Santi. I thought for a second Lale might make the play, but Santi made it, and we picked up an out there. Coach Webster's going to come out and talk. Don't know that he'll make a move yet, but Jax has been down in the bullpen getting loose.
A runner at second, 1 out here in the top of the 4th inning. It looks like we're back up to speed on the screen, but the scoreboard is still out of commission. So we'll have a manual board for you, which is helpful for those watching at home.
Yeah, normally we would have a pitch count out there on the scoreboard, but we're going to have to go to Game Changer to get that. Santi's thrown 68 pitches, 37 of those for strikes, so that ratio is definitely a little lower than what we're used to from Santi.
Well, runner at second, 1 out. First pitch in the dirt, and Corral over to his right kept that from getting away. Well, here come the bottom 3 that Montez faced in the second, and he retired all 3 via the strikeout. Went after him with fastballs, and they just could not handle the velocity. But that was when he was locating and pitching with a little more confidence than he is at the moment, because it has been a struggle. Really ever since he struck out Arguello on a breaking ball. A fastball command has eluded him again. And this time he misses high. It's 3 balls and no strikes.
Yeah, I like his chances against especially the bottom half of the lineup if he's throwing strikes. But they're going to make him find the zone. I'm certain this guy is going to take right here and might even take 2 strikes.
There's a good one, 3-1. Harris was the second strikeout in a run of 6 straight for Montez. 3-1, swing and a miss. Another fastball, well located, 3-2.
Yeah, you can see he was late on that pitch right there, and you got to go at him fastball again and make him show you he can catch up with it.
Full count, 1 out. Swing and a foul tip, and Corral hangs on. So another strikeout for Montez.
Number 11, J.D. Cavallo.
He has 9 tonight. Had 14 against Richland a week ago. 2 down in the 4th, runner at second, 4-1. The Mustangs lead it, and here is Calvillo. Struck out swinging his first time, and he calls time. Morris walked to begin this 4th inning.
Yeah, it looked like he was having a little bit of trouble getting the sign there from Gianni.
Throw back to second base, tag down, he's safe.
With the runner on second, usually you'll go to some type of variation, not always the first sign, because you don't want that runner tipping off the hitter to what pitch is coming. But I've seen in the major leagues, these guys are just waving their hand, giving location and pitches to the hitter. It's amazing that they're not doing a better job as the catcher and the pitcher of disguising the call for the pitch.
Strike 1 to Calvillo. Not a pitch. Well, that's high. 1 ball, 1 strike. Calvillo, one of the 9 strikeouts for Montez tonight.
Yeah, they're still trying to rebuild the scoreboard out there, and
doing it piece by piece.
Not going to mess with balls and strikes right now, so we got to pay attention.
2-2. Right on right. And the pitch. Fouled back. Good work done there by Calvillo to stay alive. Clearly just trying to do anything he can against the velocity that Montez brings.
Yeah, Santi's been able to overpower most of their hitters. Again, when he's found the zone.
Here's the pitch. Breaking ball lifted into center. Goldstein underneath makes the catch. And Montez works around a leadoff walk here in the top of the 4th. Probably the final inning we'll see him here tonight. We'll wait and see. We go to the bottom half. It is 4-1 Grapevine. This is Mustang Baseball Live on Tradio. Connor Godet leads off here in the bottom of the fourth. 8-9-1 coming through on Soto, back out 4-1. The Mustangs lead as they continue to try and reconstruct this game from scratch on the scoreboard. First pitch, fouled back, 0-1. Godet, he was hit by a pitch in the second. That loaded up the bases. Looked like the Mustangs would hang a crooked number, and instead, just one run allowed by Soto. Gave up a 2-out homer in the third inning. 4-1, the Mustangs on top. 1 ball, 1 strike here. 2 Godet leading things up. Godet followed by Newton and Esquivel. 8-9-1 coming through. And this non-district bye-week matchup for these teams gets set for the playoffs next week.
Soto's at 66 pitches, so the Mustangs have done a pretty good job making him work, and he's walked 3 Mustangs, so added to his pitch count there.
Ball and 2 strikes here to Godet. Had a pitch. Just outside, 2 balls, 2 strikes. They're telling us that Montez probably done through 4 innings, I would imagine, with the playoffs looming next week, but he was bringing it. 2-2. Check swing on a pitch high and tight, 3-2. They appeal. Wow, and they say he went around. Yeah. I don't think Godet saw that one coming. It was an elite appeal down the first base line.
Next for the Mustangs, number 15.
That is a strikeout for Soto.
I didn't think he swung, but actually I thought the pitch had a chance to be called a strike.
Been a tight zone. It's been a consistent zone, but it has been a little tight tonight. 1 out here in the fourth. Here comes Newton. But they're telling us that Montez hit 94 a couple of times.
Well, yeah, we were just saying he hit 92 last week, so has taken that even higher this week. And every start, it seems he's gotten stronger. But, yeah, the starting pitchers tonight would agree with you on the tight zone. Mm-hmm. Both of them have walked 3 batters.
Hey, I think a lot of people will tell you that so long as it's consistent, that's really what matters. Called strike the knees there. And I do think the strike zone has been fairly consistent.
Yeah, I agree. There's been really nothing out of the ordinary.
No question about that. High and outside. Newton struck out swinging back in the second inning. Soto has 4 strikeouts. 3 of those have come against Torres, Godet, and Newton at the bottom of the order, but this is not your average bottom of the order. Some really tough hitters to navigate. Foul tip coming right towards us. Thankfully, there's about a foot of brick.
Interesting, the center fielder is playing Will to pull. He's well right of the bag out there, and Soto has pretty good velocity.
You got the left fielder, Calvillo, shading towards the line. No time called. That's not highly unusual. Of course, anything that you pull in the air versus hit the other way, and spin will lead the outfielders pretty much to where they are right now most of the time. Fastball elevated, 3 balls, 2 strikes to Will Newton, left-handed batter, and the very difficult top of this order is looming on deck.
Yeah, it just leaves a huge gap, though, in left center if you happen to hit one that way. There's no way you're going to cover all that.
Payout pitch. And grounded foul. Well, Arlington Heights scored the first run of this game back in the first inning. And the Grapevine with 2 in the first, 1 in the second, 1 in the third. The Mustangs have scored in every inning.
That's always a good thing. If
Yes.
you can mark in every inning, you're going to be tough to beat.
Payout pitch. And in the air, shallow right center, tough play. Arguello coming in, makes the catch.
Well, Good thing he was shaded to right center there, because if he's in normal position,
Now
that ball probably falls.
One,
So
Luke
they
Esquivel.
are smarter than me.
Well, 2 down. Soto has retired the first 2 Mustangs in each of the last 2 innings. In fact, he's retired 6 of the last 7. The exception was the no doubt about it 2-out home run from Connor Ray in the 3rd. First pitch. Slings one high and outside. Ball 1 to Esquivel, who's 1 for 1 with a single, a sac fly, a run scored. 4-1 our score. Here at the bottom of the 4th. It has turned into quite a pleasant evening. Here's the 1-0. Catches the outside part of the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Yeah, it looked like it could rain all day today, but never did. And don't want to jinx us, but last time I told Trey there was no rain in the forecast, he had to scramble and
as he's shaking his
cover
head.
his equipment.
Yeah.
Had about an hour and a half rain delay.
Ball and 2 strikes here to Esquivel. 2 outs, nobody on. And the bottom of the 4th. That's hit high in the air, right center. Lee into the gap. Arguello as well, and the center fielder makes the catch. That's the first 3-up, 3-down inning for Juan Soto. We go to the 5th. Still 4-1 Mustangs. This is Mustang Baseball Live on Tradio.
I was hoping to get.
Well, Jack Swinson takes over in the 5th inning. ERA just north of 519 strikeouts and 16 1/3. And Montez, his night over, 4 innings, 2 hits, 1 run, walked 3, struck out 9. Got off to kind of a rocky start and then was borderline untouchable for a while there until the command issues resurfaced, but he got through those in the 4th. And he gave up the run in the 1st, and that was it. You got to give him some credit for responding the way that he did, and also with the strikeout numbers, 9 strikeouts in 4 innings.
Yeah, Santi did have a little trouble with his control tonight, but certainly had that good fastball again, and the strikeout numbers tell the story there. What I wanted to say about Jax is I'd like to know his numbers just in the district games, because he has pitched a lot better in district play than he did early in the season in some of those tournaments. I know in his last 2 outings, he's had 2 clean outings, came in and had a 2-inning outing.
That was a soft ground ball over to second base, scooped by Newton. Yeah, had 1 away here in the 5th.
Yeah, he
Top of the
pitched
order for the Yellowjackets,
an
number
inning
12, JJ
in relief of
Hernandez.
Santi last week and had a clean inning. And I know he had a 2-inning outing prior to that, another clean outing with no earned runs allowed. So has pitched well over the last definitely month, if not longer.
First pitch breaking ball to Hernandez, shortstop, and a leadoff spot up for a third time. Struck out twice against Montez, so maybe he'll benefit from seeing a different look. Left-hander Swinson on the mound. And now 2 balls and no strikes. 4-1, the Mustangs lead. 2 in the first, 1 in the second, 1 in the third. Those runs answering the one that the Yellow Jackets scored. And the top of the first inning, RBI single from Morris, the DH. 2-0. Good strike there at the belt. Montez reaching 93, 94 a couple of times tonight, so the velocity was very impressive. And the 2-1 line shot in the right field. That is down for a hit. Jaworski Lane Jr. has to scoop it. Hernandez with a single.
Number 2.
And
Omar
there's a run around
Arugula.
first with 1 out for Omar Arguello, the center fielder. If you're a Mustang in the field, for the first 4 innings, you basically didn't have to do much of anything. Almost all the outs came via the strikeout, so it is kind of funny to see these infielders and outfielders actually have to move and do a little bit of work.
Yeah, for a second it looked like that ball could get by Jaworski there because he is playing shallow, but he can cover a lot of ground in a short amount of time.
Runner takes for second, first pitch high, throw down to second. Now he goes back to first, quick throw, tag is down, he is out. Well, Hernandez got, what, third of the way, maybe half the way to second base, and then decided to turn back, and very nice pick and a throw to first. Torres applies the tag, and that's out number 2 here in the 5th.
Yeah, that's not a play you see every day either. You throw to second, and then you get the guy going back to first.
And now breaking ball, strike 1.
Yeah, just to follow up on what I was saying about Jax, he's really had 2 outings, rough outings this season that are the only reason his ERA on the season's around a 5. But the vast majority of his work has been really good. It's just those 2 outings and not a whole lot of innings under his belt that keep his numbers up, at least ERA up.
Arguello in the game 1 for 2 with a single run scored. He struck out looking. 2 balls and a strike to him. Fastball up near the chin. He takes 3-1.
And he is averaging over a strikeout per inning. So he's shown some good swing and miss stuff at times.
This one popped back and out of play, 3-2. So the count fills up with 2 down. Adrian Reyes with a couple of walks is on deck, 4-1. Grapevine on top here in the 5th. Payout pitch. And a soft liner to shallow right center. Goldstein playing shallow makes the catch. Inning over. Well, Swinson faces the minimum after a 1-out single there in the top of the 5th. We go to the bottom half. It is 4-1. Mustangs on top. This is Mustang Baseball live on Tradio. 4-1, we go to the
There
bottom
you
of
Mustang
the
Nation.
fifth inning.
Leading off for the Mustangs,
And
number
Juan Soto
2,
back
Zach
out for
Vanstein.
Arlington Heights. 2, 3, and 4 coming through. Goldstein, Jaworski Lane Jr., and Lale Esquivel. 1-2-3 inning for Soto in the fourth. First pitch, strike one on the outside corner. In fact, for Soto, the last 2 innings have far and away been his best. Just one blemish. It was the 2-out homer from Connor Ray. That was a no doubt about it home run out to right center field. 0-1. Fastball called a strike at the knees. It is 0-2. 4 runs on 4 hits for the Mustangs. 1 run, 3 hits for the Yellowjackets. The Yellowjackets led this game 1-0 after a half inning. So 4 unanswered for Grapevine. 0-2. Foul back.
This is kind of how every at-bat for Zach has started tonight. He's fallen behind, and we'll see again if he can battle back for a walk. He walked in his first 2 at-bats, but came back from a 2-strike count in both at-bats.
You just see his approach at the plate and why he's so difficult to strike out and why he is able to work counts time and time again. He's very compact, doing anything he can to just keep himself alive.
Yeah,
got to earn it against Goldstein.
Good breaking pitch Soto threw on that 0-2 count.
This time Goldstein leads off. Ball at 2 strikes. 2 walks and a run scored here tonight. I said Soto's last 2 innings have been far and away his best. Give him credit for the second 2. Faced the bases loaded, nobody out, gave up just 1 run. Here's the 1-2. Now back to the screen.
Another good cut from Zach right there. He had a fastball up around the waist and just missed it. Fouled it straight back. Soto's now at 86 pitches, so if the Mustangs make him work in this inning, this is probably his last inning of work.
1-2. Breaking ball low. And it's 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Well, Zach's dialed in because he's taking pitches that are balls, but they're not balls by much. That's the second good breaking pitch that Soto's thrown, and Zach's laid off of it.
2-2.
Wow.
Rips it foul. It's a breaking ball that caught way too much of the plate. And Soto fortunate that didn't go for extra bases. Goldstein was out in front.
Yeah, I believe this will be the 8th pitch of the at-bat, and I know the Mustangs measure good at-bats with any at-bat that goes 6 pitches, so Zach has already hit that mark.
2-2. Lined into right field, but hit almost too hard. Hangs up just enough for Lee to make the catch, 1 out. That, though, is a professional at-bat.
Definitely, yeah. 9 pitches he saw, and hits the ball hard for an out. That's all you can really do as a hitter is try and hit the ball hard, and to make Soto throw 9 pitches right there and just push that pitch count now to 89 pitches. That's some good work done right there.
Jaworski Lane Jr. is 1 for 2 here tonight. RBI single. And then rolled into an inning-ending fielder's choice in the second. Check swing, foul ball, 0-1.
That may get a car.
Did it?
Coincidentally, there's a truck backing out that might have vacated the landing zone for that foul ball.
It was an RBI single in the first for Jaworski Lane Jr. And then once again in the second had an RBI chance. Takes just a little bit low. 1 ball, 1 strike. As the base is full, 2 outs, he hit a sharp ground ball, but pulled it over to the shortstop Hernandez. That was the end of that second inning. 1-1. Breaking ball away, 2 balls and a strike.
Yeah, Jaworski shook his head at that one. Good job laying off right here and see if you get a fastball that you can drive.
2-1. Can't check a swing. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Don't see a lot of swings and misses from him. but I don't think he was fully expecting a fastball where that one was.
Yeah, it snuck up on him a little bit. Certainly not one of his best cuts.
2-2. And this time confidently lays off a pitch up and in, 3-2. Again, the takes from him are so confident. Whether it's up and in, whether it's low away, it just feels like he has an idea of exactly where that ball is going to be the second that it comes out of Soto's hand. Payout pitch. Going outside, ball 4. So 1-out walk for Javorsky Lane Jr. And that brings up Lale Esquivel.
Yeah, that was a good pitch right there, 3-2 that Javorsky laid off of. A lot of hitters
number 11,
probably
Lale Esquivel.
Swing at it. If they hit it, it's probably not going to do. Going to be hard to hit that ball out of the infield. So obviously Soto thought he made a great pitch, but Javorsky laid off of it.
Well, here's Lale Esquivel, 1-on, 1-out. First pitch. Fouls it back to the screen. Another breaking ball.
That one stayed up, and Lale is shaking his head. How'd I miss that one?
0 for 2 in the game with a fly out and a strikeout. 4-1, the Mustangs on top in the bottom of the 5th. 4 runs, 4 hits for Grapevine, a run, 3 hits for Arlington Heights. Javorsky Lane Jr. over at first. There he goes. And the 0-1 fouled back.
He lulls you to sleep with his hands on his knees like that. I don't really think it's a great starting position, but it does seem to fool the pitcher that he's not going anywhere and he's fast enough to make it work. But that's not a starting position that I think anyone would teach.
Now 2 strikes quickly here on Lale Esquivel.
Not going.
Now he stays put. And Lale fouls this one off again.
Actually thought he might run just because this is a spot where they might try a breaking pitch, and they've been throwing that breaking pitch away. So if you can run on a breaking pitch, certainly helps your chances of stealing that bag.
Look at the split screen.
Nice.
And then a called third strike, and Lale Esquivel doesn't like it. Fifth strikeout for Soto. And now here comes head coach Travis Rose from the first base dugout.
Soto's up to 99 pitches. We'll see if he gets another batter, but as far as from a pitch count standpoint, he's getting close to that number. It's like Coach Rose is going to stick with him.
Are they going to go to the bullpen or hold him in there? Going to keep him in. So 2 outs, Javorsky Lane Jr. at first. And Gianni Corral, the catcher, will stand in. 4-1 Mustangs here in the bottom of the 5th.
Gianni Corral.
I give Soto some credit tonight, man. He has really lowered his head and powered through this lineup as best he could.
Yeah, the Mustangs only have 4 hits on the night. He has walked, I believe, 4 Mustang hitters and also hit one of us, but he's battled for sure.
First pitch is inside to Corral. Pitch number 100 from Soto. Number is 105, correct? That you can start a batter, you get to 105, and you got to come out. 1-0. Ground ball up the middle. And into right center field. That's a base hit. Javorsky Lane Jr. up to third. And he goes first to third on the 2-out single from Gianni Corral.
Yeah, they're going to make the change now. And to answer your question, Michael, I believe it is 105, but we struggle with that every time. You can start a batter with at 105 and finish that batter, but you can't start. I'm sorry. You can go beyond 105 to finish a batter, but you can't
start
a new hitter after that.
Well, his night is over. He did a heck of a job to get as far as he did. And they're on the corners with 2 outs. The Mustangs up 4-1 here in the bottom of the 5th. And for the first time, the Yellowjackets to the bullpen. We'll tell you more about the guy coming in after this. This is Mustang Baseball Live on Tradio.
Courtesy runner for the Mustangs, number 4, Cash Kircher.
All right, well, they're on the corners with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th, 4-1. The Mustangs lead, and Arlington Heights to the bullpen for the first time tonight, if you want to call it that. They just take the third baseman, Reyes. He's on the mound. Soto goes from the mound to third. First pitch, Reyes to Connor Ray, and it's low ball 1. And Connor Ray has been very good tonight. A walk, solo homer, 2 runs scored.
Yeah, Reyes has actually done a pretty good bit of work on the mound this year. He's pitched in 12 games, has pitched 34 innings, got a 4.5 ERA and a 1.29 WHIP. So has certainly been asked to come in relief quite a few times prior to tonight. Probably made a few spot starts as well.
2-0 to Connor Ray. Here's the pitch. Runner goes for second. It's in the dirt. It gets away to the backstop. Javorsky Lane Jr. scores. And Kircher now on his way to third. He goes first to third. The Mustangs with a 5-1 lead. And another runner 90 feet away.
Yeah, good job by Cash right there to not even pull up at second. Just keep wheeling for third.
So he steals second, gets to third on the wild pitch. Javorsky Lane Jr. with a 1-out walk eventually scores. 3 balls and no strikes to Ray. 5-1 the Mustangs have scored in 4 of the 5 innings tonight. 3-0. Fastball called strike 1. And it's a courtesy runner in Kircher running for Gianni Corral, the catcher, who had a single last pitch that Soto threw tonight. 3-1. Ripped into right field. That's down for a hit. 2-out single for Ray. He's been aboard all 3 times. 2 RBIs tonight. And the Mustangs have 2 in the 5th. They lead at 6-1.
Yeah, I was glad Connor got a strike there in the 3-0 count, so he got a chance to swing it again. And it looks like his bat's heating up again.
Now here's Nomar Torres. 1 for 2 tonight with a double, a strikeout, 6-1. The Mustangs lead. Runner takes for second. First pitch, called a strike. Throw down to second, not in time. And a stolen base for Connor Ray.
Yeah, this is a classic case of how the Mustangs just wear you down. You look at the board out there and, 2 in the first, 1 in the second, 1 in the third, come back with a 2 spot in the 5th, and next thing you know, you're down 5 runs and you feel like, you're just out of the game. The game is over. Mm-hmm. It's not over, but it can feel that way in the other dugout.
2-0. Here's the pitch. Load away. 3 balls and no strikes. I'll say this about Torres, and you have seen a lot more of this team this year than I have, so I could be wrong, but one thing that has impressed me in the last 2 games that I've done now, he's got a couple of extra base hits, both of them lasers the other way.
He uses the whole field. He's hit 2 home runs to left field this year, but he can drive the ball in either gap. Like
Speaking of, this is rip left center. Arguello is over and he runs it down. That's a nice play.
Yeah.
By the center fielder. That was scorched, but it's the final out in the 5th. Mustangs add 2, a couple of hits, 1 left. We go to the 6th, 6-1 Grapevine. This is Mustang Baseball live on Tradio.
Number 8, Adrian Reyes.
Adrian Reyes leads off here in the 6th inning, 6-1. The Mustangs on top. And Swinson back out. He faced a minimum 3 in the 5th. First pitch. And a tie ball 1. Reyes has walked twice. Swinson took over for Montez, 4 innings, 2 hits, 1 run, walked 3, struck out 9. 1-0 pitch. Strike 1 on the inside corner.
One thing I think Coach Webster likes about Jax is he throws a lot of strikes, and Coach Webster doesn't want a guy coming in from the bullpen giving up free passes.
And fouled back.
One thing we looked at early in the season with Jax is even though his ERA may have not have been that strong, his fielding independent pitching ratio was really good. I still not sold on that stat, but one thing that measures is do you give up free passes, and Jax doesn't do that.
Yeah, it's a advanced analytic that has been a lot more prevalent in recent years. 2-2. Swing and a foul tip, and it's held on to. The 10th strikeout now for the combo of Montez and
Number 9, Juan Soto.
Swinson.
The argument I made against it to Trey was that in the high school baseball, runs aren't as controlled by home runs, and it's more a stat that favors the home run. So it has more relevance at the major league level than it does in high school.
It is a good point. First pitch. It is high for ball 1. Yeah, I'm obviously younger. I like the analytics. I like the analytics in hockey as well. Look at those daily. But I do understand the time and place. And it does seem like at this level, some of the more standard metrics, average ERA, whip, tell you a pretty good story. Here's the 1-1. Swing and a miss. Major League Baseball has just changed so much where it all now is about the 3 true outcomes, the home runs, the strikeouts, the walks. That's what they call them at the big league level. 1-2. Ground ball to third. Nice backhand pick. And a throw across, little bit high, brings Torres off the bag. And Soto on his way to second.
Yeah, that was a tough throw just because it would have taken Nomar into the base runner's path. Yeah. Little gun shy there going to get that one. But I'm glad you brought up hockey, Michael, because I'm not sure if all of our listeners know that you do the post-game show for the Stars on the ticket.
Yep.
So you had a really late night last night.
I got to bed at about 3:15. We were on the air until 2:30. Double overtime with a 8:50 start in St. Paul. So
you're a little winded today, I would think.
I slept in quite a bit.
Okay.
When I was a kid, I slept till summer. I slept until it was 11 in the morning because that's what kids do. And I didn't get out of bed till about 11 today, but I felt way less bad about it, having worked into the night. But as my partner Bruce said, it's a heck of a lot better to do that when they win than the opposite, especially in such a big game within the series. By the way, that was an error by Esquivel. No hit awarded even on the initial play. So 2-base error from the third baseman. Speaking of all the FIP that we just talked about.
Well, since you mentioned analytics, and I'm going to go back to the hockey rink again, what is the winning percentage in a 7-game series when you win Game 3 to go up 2-1?
About 70.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
You obviously give yourself a pretty significant leg up. And that was ball 4. Count said 2-1 here in the ballpark. So Morris has actually been aboard all 3 times tonight. RBI single, 2 walks. Yeah, that is a pivotal Game 3.
Well, apparently jinxed Jack's talking about how he doesn't issue free passes as he issues one right there.
Well, 2 on, 1 out, 6-1 in the top of the 6th inning. First pitch strike on the outside corner. But you also have to expect that Minnesota will come with everything that they have on Saturday, 4:30 Central Time is the puck drop. Here's the 0-1. Called the strike on the inside corner. So 2 days off. And Trey texted me and he said, hey, are you free Thursday and or Friday? I said, why not both? 2 days off in the series means I can come back to my old stomping grounds, too.
Good deal.
A couple of high school games. Here's the 0-2. That is a soft pop-up. Infield fly rule should be in effect. It is.
Yeah, good breaking pitch right there by Jax. Had the hitter fooled and had a very weak swing at that to get that infield fly.
Number
5,
2 on, 2 out. Adrian Tristan.
Yeah, and here comes a pinch hitter. Instead of Ben Harris, looks like
number 5.
We'll get that for you here in a second. It is Adrian Tristan. Thank you, Trey. Been a tough go for the bottom of the order. 6, 7, 8, 9. And this game, none have reached. Strike 1 on the outside corner. Now Tristan not a part of that, but taking over for Ben Harris. He was 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts.
Another good breaking pitch right there by Jax to get ahead.
In fact, the bottom of the order, bottom 4 hitters, 0 for 8. The outlier in that was Lee, who just popped out and laid down a sacrifice bunt. Here's the 0-1. Fouled back to the netting. It's 0-2. 6-1 here in the top of the 6th. And Swinson trying to navigate some trouble in this 6th inning. 6 unanswered runs for the Mustangs. Oh, 2. A little bit high. And just to bring it all back, full circle, talking about ERA and FIP. The runner at second, Soto, reached via the air. So all of this would be unearned against Swinson if anything came in. Not time called by Tristan.
feel like the wind's picking up a little bit.
Just thinking that.
But Zach is still playing really shallow in center, and it's paid off a couple times tonight.
1-2. Low and outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Luke's also pretty shallow out there in left.
Calvillo, left fielder, standing on deck if it gets to him. 2 on base, 2 outs, 2 balls, and 2 strikes. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. How about that strut off the mound for Swinson, who reaches
After
back
6
with a
innings,
fastball
Yellowjackets
and
1,
strikes
your
out
Mustangs
Tristan.
6.
Works around a walk and error, strands 2. We go to the bottom of the 6th. The Mustangs up 6-1. This is Mustang Baseball Live on Tradio. Connor Godet leads off here in the bottom of the 6th, 6-1. The Mustangs on top. The first pitch fouled straight back. Reyes back out for his 2nd inning in relief. 6 unanswered for Grapevine here tonight after the Yellowjackets struck for a run in the top of the 1st. 2 in the 1st, 1 in the 2nd, 1 in the 3rd, 2 in the 5th. 0-1. A little bit high. Godet in the game is 0 for 1. He's been hit by a pitch and struck out. It's Godet, Newton, and Esquivel, unless pinch hitter jumps up off the bench. And 2 balls and a strike here to Godet. 6 runs on 6 hits for the Mustangs. 1 run, 3 hits for the Yellowjackets. The Mustangs have the game's only error. 2-1. Fouled back. It's a much, much different look from Reyes. He kind of flings it in there almost like a hitch in his delivery at the top.
Yeah, that was odd right there. It was different than what he's been doing. Kind of shows you that glove and then slings it.
I wonder how many baseballs are on top of the school.
Trey said they always end up in the chemistry lab. So our chemistry teacher brings them back, apparently.
Got to get up there and go get them. 2-2. Up and in. I would imagine that, well, we've probably had at least 5 or 6 tonight that have gotten all the way back there and gone up on the roof. Full count. Here's a pitch. Swinging a foul tip, and Norris hangs on for the strikeout. So Connor Godet down on strikes for the 2nd time tonight. Here comes Will Newton.
Up next for the Mustangs, number 15, Will Newton.
Newton in the game 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a flyout, 6-1. With 1 out here in the bottom of inning number 6. First pitch. Swing and a miss. Good fastball there from Reyes. You know, he's probably got a pretty strong arm. He started the game at 3rd.
Yeah, definitely not the same velocity as Soto, but probably mid-80s.
0-1, swing and a miss. 0-2.
Definitely got a unique delivery. I don't think I spotted it in the first inning, but really shows you that glove and then brings that ball out from behind his head and tries to hide it.
He buried that in the dirt, and Newton lays off. Final line for Soto, 4 2/3, 5 hits, 6 runs, walked 4, struck out 5. He was asked to do a very difficult task. 1-2. Out straight back. And yeah, the final line's not great. 6 runs allowed, even against the tough lineup, but I will give him full marks for the way he got through that second inning specifically. It could have been a short night for him and the Yellowjackets. 1-2. Grounded off the mound, off the cleats of Reyes, and it falls harmlessly behind the bump for an infield single. You take that if you're Will Newton, and hopefully Reyes is okay.
Yeah, I think it actually caught him on the spike. It didn't seem to bother him. Just couldn't get to it. The ball bounced behind the mound and not far enough for that shortstop to come make a play. Definitely a base hit right there for Will. We have a pinch hitter here for Luke Esquivel. That's Jackson Papadakis going to get an AB.
We saw him last week.
Yeah, one of Logan Scott's buddies was a little bit of talk between the two of them about the outcome of that at bat.
Number 5, Jackson Papadakis.
He's hitting 500 on the young season, small sample size. He had a bases loaded walk in that game against Richland, part of the 12-2 win. Esquivel finishes tonight 1 for 2 with a single, a sac fly, so an RBI. Also scored a run. 1 on, 1 out for Papadakis. Takes up and in. I'm sure he's saying, let me have a chance to swing the bat. I don't think he had a swing against Richland. I think it was a 4-pitch walk.
I believe you're correct, because that was one of the things that Logan was messing with him about.
1-0. Up and in. Let him swing. At least that's what he's saying.
Coach gave him some signs before the first pitch. I'm like, surely not going to make him bunt here. He hasn't had many opportunities to swing, so he is at least, if he sees a strike, going to get to swing.
Well, that pitch, you wouldn't have blamed him for swinging at, but he lays off. It's 3-0. And the pitch. Takes it right down the middle. That was not a fastball. Reyes locates off speed there at the knees.
Haven't seen a whole lot of Jackson at the plate this season, but he has done a lot of running. Has been a courtesy runner for Gianni or our pitcher a good bit of the season. Jackson and Cash Kircher tend to do the running in those spots.
Full count, 1 out. And he takes strike 3. So he jumped ahead 3-0. But then 3 consecutive strikes from Reyes. Backwards K for Papadakis.
Next for the Mustangs, number 2,
And
Zach
2 down
Goldstein.
in 6th inning. 2 strikeouts for Reyes here in this 6th. And here's an extremely difficult guy to strike out in Zach Goldstein, who is 0 for 1 with 2 walks and a run scored tonight. 6-1 here in the last of the 6th inning. 2 outs, man at first. First pitch skied a mile high down the right field line. Lee is over, settles underneath, and he just dropped the ball. We could not see that, but
looked like it was going to get out of play, but did stay inside of the fence, not in foul territory, but obviously we didn't have a good angle there. But see on the replay, the Tradio camera had a good angle.
Yeah, he did just drop it. That was little tougher, I think, than we might be giving him credit for, especially with the wind keeping that in play. 0-1. And it's high. A ball and a strike, 2 down here in the bottom of the 6th. Last chance for Heights in the 7th. It'll be 8, 9, and 1 coming through, assuming that Grapevine doesn't score 3 here in this inning. 1-1. Swinging a foul tip. Don't see a lot of empty-handed swings from Goldstein, but behind the count 1-2.
Yeah, even though he made an out, that last at bat by Zach was a good one. 9 pitches, and he's been on the ball most of the night.
Swing and a miss, strike 3. 3 strikeouts in the 6th for Reyes. Very impressive work in relief. And the Mustangs strand Newton at first. We go to the 7th. 3 outs left for Heights. It's 6-1 Grapevine.
JD Cavallo.
Last chance for Arlington Heights. Mustangs lead this 6-1. We go to the 7th. And Swinson back out, 3rd inning in relief. First pitch, hit him. Got the leadoff man, Calvillo, right on the backside. So some work to do for the lefty here in this 7th inning. And
Number
here comes
21,
Perez.
Matthew Ramirez.
Beg your pardon, we got a pinch hitter. It's Matthew Ramirez.
Yeah, the Yellowjackets are using this opportunity to get some guys, some ABs that weren't in the starting lineup.
Well, 3rd inning for Swinson. First pitch outside. Montez, 4 innings, 2 hits, 1 run, walked 3, struck out 9. Had an interesting outing. Early on, command was an issue, and then he found that command. Arlington Heights could not touch him. And then towards the end of the outing, command was an issue again. 1-0. It's low, 2 balls and no strikes. Now, part of that, of course, is the velocity. Montez throws hard like he was tonight, 93, 94 a few times on the gun. Sometimes that command can waver. 2-0. Foul back to the screen, 2-1. But when he was on, at one point he had 6 consecutive strikeouts, and of the 12 outs he recorded tonight, 9 of those came via the K.
Yeah, you mentioned the strikeout numbers, and even though he did have a couple hits early, really didn't hit the ball after the first inning. And it's hard to move runners when you're not even putting the ball in play. And they've yet to steal a base tonight. We talked about coming into this game, they had 125 stolen bases, so about 4 a game, and another hit by pitch, I believe.
I think that was just ball 4, a live ball.
Okay.
But hit batter and now a walk. And 2 on with nobody out.
For the Yellowjackets, number 12, J.J. Hernandez.
Here comes Jaden Hernandez.
Yeah, not the start you won in the top of the 7th inning with a 5-run lead.
Well, here's a quick visit. Helps to have a 2-time state champion catcher in Corral to calm everybody down. We were talking about that on Friday.
Yeah, Gianni was actually recognized at awards night Monday night by Mr. Fingers. Gianni received the Most Outstanding Male Student Award from the principal, Mr. Fingers. So pretty cool. Got to shake his hand as he came down the aisle and to be recognized. But
first pitch outside from Swinson. Hernandez is 1 for 3 in this game. A couple of strikeouts.
Coach or Mr. Fingers mentioned Gianni's challenged himself on the field as well as in the classroom.
This is skied in the air to right field, and Jaworski Lane makes the catch. Neither runner with any intention of moving up on a very shallow out number 1.
Number 2.
So
Omar
2 outs left for
Aguilar.
Arlington Heights. And here comes Omar Aguayo. 1 for 3 in this game. 2 on, 1 out, 6-1, top 7.
Yeah, he had one of those 3 hits, that line drive to left field in the first inning when the Yellowjackets were able to push a run across.
Here's the pitch. And a ground ball towards second. Might be 2 to second for 1 on to first. What a turn. 4-6-3 on the double play. And that is all she wrote here tonight. It's another win for the Mustangs. They have made a habit of that. Back-to-back state championships at the 5A ranks. They're hoping to make it a third. They schedule this home and home with Arlington Heights to get ready for the upcoming playoff run, and they take care of business in game 1, 6-1. It wasn't easy by any means. 1 run early for the Yellowjackets. They had some traffic there in that first inning, and Arguello came in to score on the RBI single from Cole Morris. So, as good as Montez has been all year, location was an issue early, and he found himself up against it early, but he settled in quite nicely. And at the same time, Grapevine really came together at the plate. 2 runs in the first. RBI single from Jaworski Lane Jr. tied the game up at 1. Gianni Corral, the catcher, with a sacrifice fly, made it 2-1. And the Mustangs led from that point forward, while Montez found it on the mound. In fact, at one point, he had struck out 6 consecutive batters. He went 4 innings, 2 hits, 1 run, walked 3. Struck out 9. When he was on, he was borderline untouchable tonight. And while he was doing that in the bottom of the second, could have actually been a lot worse than it was. You had the bases loaded with nobody out. Ray reached, Torres reached, and Godet reached. So the bases were full, but only a sacrifice fly at that point made it 3-1. They added 1 in the third and 2 in the fifth. An RBI single from Connor Ray, who was huge tonight. He had the walk, the solo homer in the third inning. The RBI single is part of that 2-run fifth. And Grapevine wins it by a final score of 6-1. We're hoping to be joined here momentarily by Connor Ray, who is the player of the game. Fantastic again here this evening. He's had a great year throughout for Grapevine. One of the reasons why this lineup is one of the absolute best in the state of Texas. And you can see right there, for those hanging on with us, we're setting up for the interview.
Okay, Moss, go ahead.
And Mr. Knipper will take care of things shortly with Connor Ray. Walked and scored in the second, solo homer in the third, an RBI single in the fifth. And hopefully we'll hear from him in a second. 6-1, Grapevine wins it. Of course, this is just an exhibition getting ready for the playoffs. And now we have, I believe, Jeff.
Check 1, 2. We're
and
good.
We got him. So let's go to Jeff Knipper standing by with our player of the game, Connor Ray.
This is Jeff Knipper with the
Mustang Tradio Player of the Game, Connor Ray. Connor, you went 2 for 2 at the plate tonight. You had 2 runs scored, 2 RBIs, and your 3rd home run of the season. How'd that ball feel coming off the bat as it went over that 350 sign out there?
You know, it felt good to finally get a pull side hit, but I just want to thank God, thank my Savior, Jesus Christ. Been struggling the last couple of games, and through a lot of prayer, a lot of diving into Scripture, just helped me calm down and just have fun out here, not thinking much.
You know, I saw most of y'all's batting practice before the game today, but I didn't see you hit a home run in BP. Did you hit one in BP, or did you just save it for the ball game?
Just saving it for the ball game out here. I was just trying to have fun, be loose during BP today.
Okay. Now, you guys are obviously prepping for the playoffs right now, and you mentioned that maybe you have struggled a little bit, but we've noticed you're still getting on base a lot, just the hits haven't come as often as they did early in the season. Anything in particular you've been working on to get ready for the playoffs?
You know, we just try to keep everything the same because as soon as you take the playoff game and just add the pressure, that's whenever errors come and then just pressure. So we just like to practice everything the same, and we know that we're cut out for it. We've been here before.
You're right. You have been here before. You were a big part of that state championship team last year, and as a junior, you still have another season left, but it's been fun watching you play these last 2 seasons. We'll be there tomorrow night out in Arlington Heights, and if I recall, you hit a home run out there last year. Is that correct?
Triple off the wall. Yeah,
okay.
almost.
Okay.
I hit a home run next round in playoffs.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. I remember in the playoffs saying if you hit one like you did at Arlington Heights, you'll get out of here.
Yes, I remember you saying that.
Okay, well, I don't mean to put that home run thought in your head, but you are a line drive hitter, but have more than enough power when you elevate that ball to get it out of here. So keep up the great work, and thanks for your time, Connor.
Sir. Yes, sir. Thank you. God bless.
Okay. Signing off for Tradio, this is Jeff Knipper. Have a good night. We'll see you tomorrow night.